Today I'm going to be going over how to use a sledgehammer. Okay, this is how I've found best to work into it, since I've never been a natural with a sledgehammer, if there ever is a natural, or I never split enough wood as a kid, be that as it may, to my work ethic. So, first thing to think about is you have the head of the sledgehammer and you have the handle. So, one hand, and usually the down hand, as it'll be referred to, is at the bottom of the handle. The other hand starts near the head, as close as you can choke up if you can. Okay? So, this is where I want to be. I want my arms fairly straight to start. Okay? What I don't want is a bend. Okay? Especially if I'm not used to the hammer. Because what can happen is I muscle it. Okay? And you want to make this as flowing as possible. So you really can use your back and your hips to move the weight rather than like relying on your forearms and your biceps and everything to stabilize it. Okay? Let the momentum of the hammer stabilize the motion rather than like trying to control the exacting arc of the weight. Okay? So one of the first things I do, okay, feet shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider, is I keep my arms straight and I just practice swinging. Okay? And I'm not letting the weight bring my chest or torso down. Okay? So again, I'm like this, here. Okay? Not letting the hammer move me. I'm moving the hammer and keeping my arms straight. Okay? And it should go without saying, I'm always for equal sides. Okay? So if you practice using one side, do it on the other. Okay? It's good practice. Make sure you're well and balanced. Okay? So for the first couple hits, okay, you want to make sure, okay, you're, within the hammer's reach. Okay? What you don't want to be is, too close. Okay? For fear you're going to miss it. Because what ends up happening, whack yourself in the chin, or you're going to miss, okay, where you're trying to hit. Okay? So a good gauge is to rest it and just have both hands, arms straight, and that's a good gauge. And that should be where you want to hit it. Okay? So that's a good distance gauge. Okay? And get a feel for what you're hitting. Some tires are denser than others, or some tires are bouncy. Okay? And also the hammer. This one is designed for a little bit more of a dead blow. Other hammers bounce heavily, so be prepared. Okay? So for the first couple, I'm good. I've got my gauge of distance. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it come up and around. See how my arms keep straight. Okay? Up and around. Okay? So keeping the arms straight, around. Okay? As always, both sides. So I'm here, up, and let it follow straight. If you notice, my arm is straightening out as I come down. Okay? This top hand near the head is coming down to meet the other hand. Okay? And you just let it slide. Okay? So, what's the hardest part of this? Keeping the arms straight. Okay? If you can keep the arms straight as long as possible, okay? If I can keep them straight here, okay? It doesn't matter if I lose my momentum, okay? What ends up hurting people is bending, and then they fall back, okay? So if you can keep the arms straight, and then just let it fall by bringing the hands together, meeting together at the bottom, you'll be fine, okay? So, to practice. Okay? Breathe. Think inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Lay out. Okay? And that's the moderate basics of sledgehammer. Some people, you know, they might find they get it up here, and no matter how strong they are, it just takes them, okay? So you might want to trace the arm forward, okay? That top arm. So kind of like this, okay? See how I trace that arm? Up and forward, okay? Arm straight, trace, and forward. Kind of slapping it into place. And I can keep an open hand if I do it like this. Okay? Less about thinking about gripping the hammer and more about guiding it down. Okay? Open hand. Open hand. Open hand. Open hand. Okay? Other people prefer a step-in method. Okay? So you start about 45 degrees away, up and step in. Up, step in. The finish should be square. Okay? You don't want to be finishing oblique. Okay? Off to my side. One, it causes a lot of torque on the spine. And two, I end up like with this weird position to receive the hammer in. If it bounces weird, it's going to jab into my ribs. At least when I'm square, I can move side to side. Okay? So again, step, square. Step, square. Step, square. Okay? And that's about it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll go over more later.